My roommate's strange behavior went from annoying to downright creepy. What started as small issues turned into something way darker. The truth behind what was really going on left me shaken and wondering if I'd made it out in time. I'm a 36-year-old female in Sweden. I have worked in mental health care for the last 18 years, mainly with people with psychotic illnesses like schizophrenia. I worked at a group home for 9 years and was very close with my coworkers there, especially 2 females. In the last few years I worked there, another female started working there. Let's call her M. And the 4 of us grew very close. She was very timid, shy, and friendly, and we got along well. She was, however, often on long-term sick leave because of her own mental health issues. So we didn't meet much at work, but she always showed up at our after-work dinners, so we continued to stay in touch even when she wasn't well enough to work full-time. She told us that she had a history of schizophrenia herself, just like the patients we were treating, but that she was medicated and hadn't had any psychotic episodes for years. Since I have an education in psychiatry and long experience with schizophrenia, I have no judgment toward people suffering from the illness, and it didn't bother me being friends with someone who had a diagnosis like that. And even after what I will tell you, I still feel the same way. In the summer of 2023, I moved on to work at a new place, also within mental health, but this time in forensic psychiatry, like a halfway house for mentally ill murderers, etc. The 4 of us stayed in touch and still met every now and then for dinner parties. M told us that she had been evicted from her apartment because of an incident where she had accidentally entered her neighbor's apartment in the middle of the night. She told us that in the huge apartment complex, the doors all looked exactly the same, and that she simply walked in the wrong door by accident, and that the neighbors had created a scene out of pure drama and reported her to the police. I somehow felt that while that sounded out of proportion to evict someone just for that, perhaps the landlord took that kind of action because he judged her based on her medical history, and I felt bad for her. I questioned her if something else had happened, and she claimed that it didn't, and that this was the full story. In Sweden, it's very difficult to get a contract for an apartment once you have been evicted. You pretty much get blacklisted. M asked me if she could move in with me. Since she was literally on the street, literally homeless, I said, of course you can. I've always gotten myself into uncomfortable situations by saying yes instead of thinking about myself, and I had no idea how severe this situation would get when I said yes to M. I couldn't fit the whole story into this short. The full story is on my channel and linked below.